It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, nice job they've been doing over the last 10 games. 8 wins and not having too many problems. It has been an interesting ride thus far. Kenny, some teams really improving after a sluggish start.
Yeah, well, credit the people running those franchises. Always look to improve. That's what you have to do if you're a franchise head. You can't just sit back and say, hey, we're going to accept this mediocrity.
No matter what your record is.
No question.
No, the season is a marathon, not a sprint. Lots of ups,
let me write that one down.
Just keep trusting yourself.
The season is a marathon,
not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
And then make sure you put Shaq Stradamus.
Shaq Stradamus.
Did you actually make that up?
Something that was already said many moons ago.
I've
never heard that
You're acting like it's your original thought.
It is my original.
I've never heard that before.
It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. Yeah, get away.
Who said that before? I've never heard that.
Oh,
I got one for you, Ernie.
What's that?
E equals MC tripled.
Ah.
I've never heard that either.
No, nobody has ever said that either.
Think about it, though.
I've thought about it all I want.
I did the math. It doesn't work.
On the day that George Washington was born, 2K Sports brings you the best in NBA coverage. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. It's the Miami Heat facing the Indiana Pacers. And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Thanks very much. Andre Drummond is the most prolific rebounder in the league. He said, every time I see a shot go up, it's like a pass to me. Guys focus on points and getting assists. My goal is to go out and get 20 rebounds a night. Kevin?
He definitely is tough to handle in there, David. Thanks so much. As we reach the halfway point in the season, Steve, how much does a team's depth start to play a part?
It plays a lot. I mean, if you have lack of it, then you start to see the guys that needed some rest or those nagging injuries, you can't rest them. You got to play them, especially if you're jockeying for position, looking down the road for playoffs. And then the teams who are, I would say, have all the depth in the world, those coaches have it great. They get a chance to pick and choose. They sit some guys. I know the league doesn't like that, and they get a chance to start some other guys. They manage minutes and manage injuries very well when you have a deep team.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for Miami, Adebayo is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then it's Paul George, and it's Richardson in at the shooting guard position. Count the basket.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
Now here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 19-point game against Cleveland.
He was very active on defense, too, recording 3 steals for the game.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Richardson. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. And it's Miami with another.
This is what it means to be a catalyst. His offense helps set the tone for a lot of what they do.
Westbrook kicks to Sabonis. Evans outside. Richardson against Bogdanovic. 4 on the shot clock. Outside, George to the inside. With the second effort, and there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
to Sabonis. They get a hand on it, and they get it, and slam dunk by Sabonis.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Passes it to George. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Bojan Bogdanovic.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
That one is off. And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
And he's good on the second. And so it's Indiana with it. They trail by 7. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They demonstrate a real tenacity on the glass and made their presence felt. We'll see if they can repeat that kind of play.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Shot clock at 3. Westbrook can't get it to go.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. A tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that that one got away from them, because for long stretches they were the better team.
I was honestly shocked they let the lead go. They need to learn how to manage the clock and lead better as the season goes on.
Oladipo with the block. To the paint, here's Richardson. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Evans dishes to Westbrook. The tray. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Shoots from 14, and he gets the jumper to drop. 6 points for Victor Oladipo.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Westbrook passes to Turner. Releases. A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovic. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hand.
George looking over the floor. Here's Adebayo.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
And, Steve, you wonder, had Evans not had all the injuries, how great he could have been.
Well, he has all the skills. He has good size for a guard. He's athletic. So the ability is there. But you have to manage his minutes. That's just the reality.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
Shooting 2.
He throw good. Tyreek Evans.
Evans is a nice player, a guy who can play multiple positions, an effective scorer.
He makes one of two that time. And Andre Drummond, an incredible combination of size and athleticism. Steve, any players that he reminds you of?
You know, a young Dwight Howard. He's also been compared to a more athletic Moses Malone. Drummond's rebounding numbers back that up.
Westbrook against Oladipo. And Turner kicks to Evans. Knocked away. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Here's Richardson. And the lead now. Double digits on that bucket.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
It's early, but they have taken full control of this game. And the fans here, they know it.
Miami leading by 11. Oladipo finds Richardson. And the shot goes in.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
And the Pacers call time here.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Turner. Taurean Prince comes in for Bogdanovich. And Satoransky subbed in for Evans. Then for the Heat, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. Winslow comes in for Bam Adebayo. And King subbed in for Richardson. King outside. Now the pass to George. Back to King. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. We have a chance now to look at the teams that have created the most points off turnovers this season. Number one, the Heat.
And all those points off turnovers have been a huge bonus. I mean, that aggressive defense has also paid dividends at the offensive end of the floor.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. Pacers trail by 11. Outside Westbrook. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Westbrook's got 8 points.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
It's Oladipo on the wing. He's covered by Westbrook. Oladipo, the pass to Nurkic. Outside, George. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Miami. Very strong season they've had. Always at or near the top of the conference. And right now they're in first place in contention for that. Exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, Indiana. They have a lot of ground to make up.
And when you look at Miami, any fears of a regression for them this season have been laid to bed. They're an elite team yet again, and they're poised for a dominant stretch run here.
I can't see them slowing down anytime soon. If anything, I think they'll just get stronger as the playoff gets closer.
And Oladipo kicks to Nurkic. Good ball movement here by Miami. Winslow against Sabonis. Here's King. Offline with his three. Last outing for Miami, it was a loss to the Hornets in Charlotte. Here's Prince. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And now just a 5-point Miami lead. Oladipo finds Winslow. George, that's a 2-pointer. Miami no good on that time either. Pacers have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Here's Prince. Again, Indiana.
Well, this here is a game. Good run to close the gap.
Well, they knew they weren't just going to be given this game. They had to go out and take it, and they're close.
Pass to Nurkic. Prince against George. On the wing, Winslow. That one's off. Still out of sync. And so Satoransky will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a three-point game. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Oladipo, the pass to Nurkic. Pass to King. Back to Oladipo. Lock at 6. Launches it. King, that's good.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And Satoransky kicks to Westbrook. Prince in the corner. Fires from 14. No good on that one. Miami leading by 6. Passes it to Oladipo. George with the ball. Satoransky covering. Back to King. Gets the front of the rim and out.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Prince's shot is good.
The pull-up, Jay, if Taurean Prince can knock these down like this, he becomes a whole lot harder to defend.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances, and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism.
And some changes here for the Heat. Adebayo is checked in for George. Josh Richardson comes in for King. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Oladipo. And for Sabonis, we all know his father was one of the best when it came to seeing the floor, Greg. As a big man, his passing game was terrific.
And skills like that go a long way in the NBA. Sabonis does all the little things that free up shots for himself and his teammates. Is starting to play with more aggression, and this is a guy that can be an all-star.
No good on the free throw. Smitty, looking back in your career, what's the most pressure you've felt in a game?
You know, I think the most pressure, you love to be in those games. I think that's when you strive. I think the most pressure I ever felt, and it wasn't a playoff game, Kevin, or a championship game. It was that very first game as a rookie, because that game you had nothing to compare to, and it was everything you dreamed about. And that first game, you were finally saying, for me, I couldn't get it out of my head. This is my first NBA game. So I think that was the most pressure game I've ever played in. You can't ask for a higher percentage look than the one that he got. I think he lost his concentration.
On the wing, Winslow. He's covered by Zeller. 13 feet away. The shot, no good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Got to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for George.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
First one falls for him. No good on the second free throw. And for Jusuf Nurkic, you see the flashes of how dominant he can be in every game.
I mean, the potential is there, and he is working hard to find that consistency. I do believe he's noticeably better when he plays with an edge. He's more in tune with what's going on. You almost want to rile him up or do something to tick him off before every game to get the best out of him.
Richardson, good.
You know, he's had a handful of seasons in the top 10 in assists. Wade is a gifted passer.
Holiday surveying the floor. Out to Turner. Prince against Winslow. Now here's Prince. Not a lot of room. Indiana again missing. The Heat leading by 7. Wade up top. Holiday with the defensive effort. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Winslow against Prince. Back to Holiday. Good.
Look at the unselfishness by Prince. Doesn't have what he wants. Keeps the ball moving.
Amy's gone. 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Richardson finds Wade. Over Evans. That one rolling around and rims out. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Prince, the pass to Evans. Back to Prince. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Certain things make Prince a tough cover. Strength, long arms, quickness that can surprise you.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Prince.
To succeed in this league, you can never be satisfied. It's a certain mentality, and Prince has that.
And both free throws good for Prince. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter. The pass to Wade. Over Holiday, and the basket by Wade. Wade's got his first bucket in this one.
The mid-range jump shot has always been a staple of D-Wade's game.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Heat lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis.
Who's got next? We're kicking off the All-Star festivities with a showcase of the best of the league's up-and-coming talent. It's the Rising Stars Challenge.
Russell Westbrook is surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find ways to be a better leader. Leadership was a huge thing, and I felt the way I reacted to certain plays and my facial expressions and my demeanor can change a lot for a teammate.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for superstar players like Westbrook, individual greatness isn't enough. It's about elevating the team around them.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
These guys have quick hands. You have to protect the ball around all of them.
Taurean Prince is out there with Leaf. Then there's Thomas Satoransky. Then it's Zeller, and it's Holiday in at the point. That's the Pacers' 5. And Drummond kicks to Richardson. From 13, he clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Richardson's got 10 points. Pacers trail by 5. Pass to Leaf. Down low. Here's Prince. Lee pass was put in just the right spot.
Smart play by Prince. Attack the interior of this defense. Force them to close off the lane.
And it's Wade penetrating. Richardson gets a wide open look. Off target from outside. And Indiana shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Pass to Leaf. And it's sent back by Drummond.
And you can see it in terms of protecting the rim. Drummond has the ability. He just needs to stay active on a consistent basis. Mr. Dependable tonight, helping them grow this lead.
Holiday against Wade. Here's Zeller. No good. In and out off the rim.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
To the paint. They swipe it. Richardson against Satoransky. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Looking here at some numbers for Prince. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles. Carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Richardson finds Wade. Over Holiday. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And it's a 9-point Heat lead.
You know, he's never been one to settle. D-Wade will go right at you.
Leaf. The shot's good on the assist by Satoransky.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Teams in both conferences battling to get to the NBA Finals. Steve, what do you like to see in a championship series?
Kevin, I would love to see teams that are kind of evenly matched a lot of times, both in style of play and then also to have the stars within the stars. And what I do hate, though, is a team that is at a disadvantage because of an injury. That's the one thing I hate, because you always have the debate, if this player wasn't hurt, what would be the outcome?
And the first one drops.
There have been seasons where Wade has averaged over 10 free throws a game. He knows how to get to the line.
Both free throws good from Wade. Now Satoransky. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. To the left wing. Here's Leaf, defended by Drummond. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Prince.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Richardson kicks to Wade. Over Holiday. And it's Wade. That time on the assist by Richardson. 10 points for Dwayne Wade.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Zeller against Nurkic. Gets a hand on it. It's good on the putback. Prince has got 6 here in this quarter.
Give this young man a lot of credit. Prince has made a difference when his number's been called.
Wade passes to Winslow. Off target with his 3.
Not a big threat from out there. You see why the defense backed off a little.
Now here's Satoransky. He dishes it to Prince. There's the 3. Another miss by Prince. Miami leading by 7. Wade feeling it out a bit. Over Holiday. Wade can't hit. The Pacers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And let's take this chance now to break out the list of the league's leading teams in the steals department. Number 1, the Heat.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
And the Heat call time here.
And looking at Prince's game, you know, he could be the ultimate complementary player. A good shooter, doesn't need a ton of touches, solid enough on defense, and is showing signs of improvement.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
And here are the numbers for Turner. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. 2nd in blocks, 6th in three-point field goal percentage. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And as you said, 1 rung below the leader in block shots. Tremendous motor. He's simply been destroying opponents in the lane. Stolen by Westbrook. And here's Evans. He's coming off a 13-point game against Cleveland. In the corner, it's Westbrook. The basket good off the assist from Evans. And it's 13 points for Russell Westbrook. And with Prince, his versatility between forward spots also is an asset to the team.
And when I call Prince a complimentary player, I didn't mean it as a slight. It just plays with an approach and style that fits well with any team and any leading scorer. Players like him tend to have a long, productive career in our league. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
For Miami, they have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet. The first one falls. Smitty, you look at how teams run their offensive sets. Are we in a pick-and-roll era right now, or has the tide shifted away from that a little?
No, I think so. I think we're looking at a lot of teams running pick-and-roll, especially we have 2 fantastic players involved. It's hard to defend, especially when there's a great talent at the guard spot and a big. Then it's hard for you to switch. But I'm looking at right now, because of spacing, because of the use of the corner 3, we're looking at a lot more pick and rolls used at the top of the key versus when I played, we used a lot of side pick and rolls.
And not just smalls given to bigs, but bigs throwing down low to smalls.
Yeah, and a lot of these bigs are running the pick and rolls, and the guards are setting the picks.
Right. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Defended by George. 4 on the clock. The kick out to Westbrook. 3-pointer. And it's Miami with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
And as a visiting team, you're already behind the 8 ball. Can't afford to give up opportunities like that.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
The Heat have shot 60% from the line, 6 of 10. First free throw is good. So he gets them both. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Trailing here by 8. Here's Leaf. Covered by Winslow. Evans finds Turner. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Tyreke has solid floor awareness. Outstanding at knowing when one of his guys is open.
Poke loose. Westbrook drives in. The shot missing. Nice D from Oladipo. The Heat leading by 6. Lob pass to George. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Pacers shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Westbrook. And here are the Heat now. 6-point lead. And Oladipo kicks to Winslow. Down low. Here's King. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Westbrook with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Here's Leaf. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Friday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella and the Houston Rockets.
And for their matchup with the Magic, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
First free throw is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And good job they're doing at the line this quarter. They'll need to continue converting those free throws.
Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. Oladipo outside. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists tonight.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Poked away, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
Now a moment to see the numbers for George. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. Averaging 21 points per game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
You know, mentally, he's a pass-first type of player. It gets everyone involved and engaged, and that really sparks this offense.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Andre Drummond's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Bam Adebayo comes in for Justice Winslow. And Josh Richardson subbed in for King. In Indiana with a change here, too. Sabonis is checked in. Oladipo, the pass to George. 6 to shoot. Over Bogdanovich. Misses off the right iron. Pacers trail by 9. Fires from deep. That shot, no good. George finds Oladipo. Back to George. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 7th in scoring, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. Outside Turner. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And it's Westbrook missing.
And I'll tell you, the sooner this quarter can end, the happier he'll be. It's been tough making shots.
And again, it's the Heat missing. Indiana trailing here. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And the shot goes in.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
George with the ball. Evans picks him up. A nice shot by George.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Passes it to Sabonis. To the middle. Picked off in midair. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. That one a little long.
No one near him. That's one he's got to hit. One he usually hits.
Westbrook kicks to Evans. Back to Westbrook. Indiana moving the ball around. Fires the 3. Miami grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. George with the bounce pass. Richardson, good.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game. There's 1:26 left to play here in the half. Evans passes to Sabonis. And Turner kicks to Bogdanovich. Tipped away. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Oladipo.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Westbrook with it. Now defended by Oladipo. Evans against George. Yep, it goes in, and the Miami lead is cut down to 10 on the bucket from Evans.
Not a strong suit for Evans when he first entered the league. He's turned himself into a solid three-point shooter.
Evans against Richardson. In the corner, George with it. He kicks to Drummond. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Pacers trail by 10. Evans with it. 5 points in the game. There's the pass to Westbrook. Over Oladipo. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And so it's the Miami Heat with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active hands in the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, you know, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, you know, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They took over in the second quarter, building their lead up to 10 points by the half and looking very much like a team that is determined to turn this game into a laugher. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, a more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ronnie.
Kenny, what did you think about Indiana?
Their lack of execution surprising. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And through the first two quarters, he was extremely aggressive, picked up a number of steals.
He did a nice job reading their plays as they were developing. His anticipation was off the charts.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. Pacers trail by 10. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Adebayo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then there's Oladipo. And it's Richardson in at the 2 spot. And they'll keep possession.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
Pacers have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
2 shots.
Free throw good. Sabonis. He's perfect from the line this time. The Heat leading by 8. Here's Oladipo. Oladipo draws the double. Adebayo passes to Richardson. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
I can tell you right now, the coach loved everything about that shot except the result.
And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch-and-shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone. And really, his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
George against Bogdanovich. George, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
And also protecting the rim at all costs. I love the anticipation to affect the shot.
Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Evans.
Gotta wrap up Evans if you want to stop him from scoring. He's too strong. Love his focus.
Outside, George. Westbrook pulls it in.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Bogdanovich finds Westbrook. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Evans. Pocket 6. Latrey. They grab their own miss. Another shot. Shot is good, and the Heat's lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Sabonis.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And this comeback was fueled by doing it on both ends of the floor. Let's see if they have that same energy level to keep this up.
Moment here now for an injury report.
Kevin caught up with the head athletic trainer for the Heat. Unfortunately, it does not look good at all. This injury could be devastating for them. This is a team that had title hopes, Kevin, and this is not what they need.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sideline.
I know he'll fight back hard to get back on the floor. He wants to be out here with his teammates.
He blocks it again. Count it. Sabonis has got 10 points in the game.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Richardson against Evans. On baseline, Jay. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Westbrook can't tie it up as that one misses. 16 feet away. George, no good. Here's Indiana. They're on a 10-2 run here. Back to Westbrook. Now Sabonis. He's got 10. There's the dish to Bogdanovich. And it's sent back by Drummond. 3 on 3. Richardson with it. Westbrook picks him up. Pass to George. Kicks it to Oladipo. Pulls up. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And just carrying over from his last game. Completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
On the wing, George. Turner covering. Here's Drummond. Hits the jump hook. Drummond's got 4 points in the quarter.
That's the right play to run. Drummond with the skill and size to make that high percentage attempt.
Westbrook kicks to Bogdanovich. Over in the corner, Turner. Westbrook against Oladipo. From 17 feet out. Pass to Westbrook. Over Oladipo. Westbrook, no good.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away. Obviously, this has been a tough quarter for him, but he's still trying to keep a positive mindset.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And the players on your screen now have been experts with the ball in their hands for the last 10 games, leading the small forward position in assists. Second is Paul George.
The passes we've seen some of these guys make from the wing, just outstanding, truly gifted distributors.
Teams benefit so much from having these guys at the small forward position that can pass. It's like having 2 point guards on the floor.
first free throw is good. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Turner. TJ Leaf comes in for Domantas Sabonis. Prince is checked in for Bogdanovich. And Satoransky's subbed in for Evans. And then for Miami, Yusuf Nurkic. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. Justice Winslow comes in for George. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Richardson. And so he's able to get one of two.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Back to Oladipo. Winslow against Satoransky. There's the lob to Oladipo. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Prince kicks to Westbrook. Sinks the triple. Westbrook's got 21 in the game.
Beautiful offense, unselfish play, sharp pass by Prince.
That's tipped. Oladipo taking his time here. And stolen by Prince. Inside, here's Westbrook, and he hits it to tie the game up. Westbrook's got 6 points in the quarter.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
Well, this team, they trust each other. Even down big, they have the ability to come back, and they have so far.
Here's Adebayo. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Westbrook with the steal.
And that's sort of a picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. They're being way too loose with the ball.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Here's what Miami has lined up on their schedule. On Thursday, they're off to Washington to take on the Wizards. And then on Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Orlando Magic.
And it's going to be home game after home game after home game for this group. So they got a great chance to string together a number of wins given how strong they've been playing.
And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. That one is no good.
You know he wanted to knock down all his shots at the line, but he still did enough to put them in front.
Westbrook against Oladipo. And Thomas Satoransky against the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Adebayo passes to Winslow. Clock at 6. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Man, let's see the stat sheet here on Victor Oladipo. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. He's averaging about 19 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Well, and we've seen defenses try to adjust, but he has the intelligence along with the talent, just finds new ways to beat them.
Westbrook against Oladipo. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
No good from outside.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Westbrook. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Westbrook's got 8 points in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Wade kicks to Oladipo. Here's Nurkic, and the layup's good off the glass.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And so Satoransky will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a 1-point game. out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Heat have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Timeout called the Heat. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Yeah, they're going to have to talk about this. They got to find a way to get the ball out of his hands.
Westbrook against Oladipo.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And that 84% free throw percentage is a testament to all the hard work he's put in on the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second.
He wanted to get his team the lead, and even though he didn't, he should feel good. At least he tied it up.
Shoots from 12. Westbrook, no good. The Heat shooting has been just great so far, up at 56%. Oladipo against Westbrook. And Oladipo kicks to Wade. Passes to Nurkic. Now, here's Oladipo. 5 on the clock. For the lead. With 1 on the clock. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent him, GA, from converting that one.
He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league, and he demonstrated why right there.
And Thomas Satoransky gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
The Heat making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. To the inside. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
Mind the lanes. One shot.
Pacers trail by 5. Holiday, the pass to Satoransky. Leave kicks to Holiday. Tipped away. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. Six to shoot. Leave passes to Prince. Holiday inside the line.
A good contest there by Wade, using his wingspan to bother that shot.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
You know what? When you don't box him out, he will burn you for it. He threw that putback down with the authority.
Nurkic finds Wade. Over Prince. Offensive rebound. And finished off by Nurkic.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time. Fighting to get proper position. Then slamming home the putback.
pure hustle and will out there. He wanted the ball more, and he went up and got it with some style.
Wade outside. He kicks it to Richardson. Over Holiday. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so Satoransky will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 7. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. Holiday against Richardson. Goes up on the wing. Rebound by the Heat. Nurkic has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Richardson kicks to Winslow to the inside. The pass to Nurkic. Makes it off the glass. And now it's a 9-point Heat lead. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. It's tipped. Wade against Holiday. Shot clock at 6. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Sabonis kicks to Prince. 4 seconds left. There's Sabonis. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Sabonis has got 14 points for the game. And so it's Miami heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We come back right after this. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
You see why they trust him with the ball in his hands. He can make the simple play, and he can pull off the spectacular.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Miami leading by 7. We've got Miles Turner, Prince out there with Bogdanovich. Then there's Thomas Satoransky, and it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana. George passes to Winslow. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 6 assists now in the game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Prince kicks to Holiday. Prince outside. Back to Holiday. Just 4 to shoot. Over Richardson. And nothing but hair on that one.
Look, that's in his range, but he had a defender right up in his chest.
Here's George. Second chance shot. And it's finished off by Richardson as he lays it in. Richardson's got 19 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Back to Bogdanovich. Fires the 3. It's deflected. In transition, here comes Miami. Here's Wade. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
You get a chance to see the elite court vision there. Excellent pass.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And some changes here for the Heat. Bam Adebayo comes in for Justice Winslow. And it's Oladipo in for Dwayne Wade. The Heat leading by 13. Oladipo outside. Here's George, and there's another one for the Heat.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.